and welcome to a special edition of Drumbeat Start for SMB. I want to talk to you today about the FastTrack service and share some updates to the FY16 adoption offer. These changes impact all of us selling into the small and mid-sized business space. The goal of this session is to cover 4 key things. First, we'll cover how adoption of Office 365 drives business growth. Next, you'll learn about the FastTrack service, how it supports customer adoption, and how you can play a pivotal role in its success. Next, we'll cover customer success and QUICKLEADS. And then finally, I'll outline the FY16 adoption offer update and provide some next steps for you. Before I jump into the details of the changes, we're going to go live to Microsoft Studios and hear from Tanuj and Arpan about customer adoption and the foundation of the FastTrack service. They'll talk to you about how you can utilize FastTrack to transition your business to provide high-value services to your customers.
So before we start talking about how to get to the high-value services and what they mean, let's first look at what it means for a customer to have those high-value services delivered from you. Essentially, what we are seeing is that if you're attaching those high-value services to a customer's need, then you drive adoption, and then adoption drives business growth. First of all, adoption itself drives an ongoing relationship for you, and that's kind of what Office 365 as a service itself does. Unlike the perpetual or on-premise software, which came around in cycles and waves of 3 to 5 years, in this case, you have a way to maintain that relationship and ongoing connection with the customer. And what we see is as you drive adoption, it actually results in increased opportunity. In fact, we're seeing partners drive up to 5 times the revenue when they drive adoption with the customer, 18% higher deal size, and significantly lower churn. In fact, 88% less churn. And those of you who have been with us in the Office 365 journey and in the business know what that means. Having that lower churn means really lower cost renewal and lower maintenance of that relationship that yields you that business proposition I just talked about. So that's where our focus is, to help you drive those higher value services with the goal of helping the customer adopt and actively use the service. Now, one of the key things in order to make that happen, we're investing in, and Arpan alluded to this earlier, is FastTrack. So I'm going to ask Arpan to help describe our overall thinking behind FastTrack, especially how we see FastTrack helping customers, and then as we describe that model, how we see partners play a key and pivotal role in FastTrack success and customer success.
So the first thing I want to start with is FastTrack is a win for customers, a win for partners, and a win for Microsoft. And we're treating this like a service. And what it means is we will keep evolving FastTrack based on customer needs, based on partner needs, and we want to be super predictable. So we're actually communicating what will come in FastTrack through the Office 365 roadmap. And because we'll be evolving it, I thought I'd start with some grounding principles. And the principles give you an idea of what our core soul is and what we'll be focused on. So the first principle here should be pretty obvious. It's our joint mission to provide a great customer experience. Partners win, customers obviously win, and Microsoft wins. And some of the great stats you said, Tanuj, 88% less churn, higher business value, customer gets value right away. So that is a super important principle. The second one is getting customers onto 365 quickly, because we've seen customers of all sizes and complexities sometimes not move as quickly to the service. Partners help, and we want to help partners help customers. And so the whole point of FastTrack is to provide remote assistance. If there's steps you need help with, if there are questions you have, if a customer has questions, we want to be there so they can get onto 365 quickly. Again, coming back to the first one, so they can have a great experience. Right. And so partners can add high-value services. And the last one is more partner-centric. And it's really all comes back to the same point. If we're able to get customers on faster on 365, that means partners can add value faster. And that's a point of monetization. That's a point of value that partners can provide. So again, these are our 3 principles. And every time we do something, it's because of one of these 3.
Tell us a little bit more about, based on these principles now, how are we seeing FastTrack evolve? You talked about service, FastTrack being a service and its evolution as a service.
Absolutely. So last year, or the last 2 years, FastTrack was very focused on onboarding. So our goal was to get customers onboarded onto 365 with remote assistance for partners and for customers. What we're doing, and this is based on the principles before, is evolving FastTrack into being a customer success service. And when we say customer, we really mean customer and partner. So we're laying this out because a lot of times it's not customer IT that we're working with. It's a partner.
Right.
And the first thing we do is if a partner is involved, we call partner.
Yeah.
And I just want to be clear because there's been some confusion there.
Yeah, and given the magnitude of the business that we do with our partners, essentially when a customer is successful, the goal that we have as Microsoft
Right.
and the goal that partners have, both are aligned to that customer success, and hence we are both successful together.
So the way we're evolving it is through the following. First, there's a focus on Envision. Envision is a really important step we've seen. This is all about working with the customer and the partner to help them prioritize scenarios and understand a rollout plan. Because 365 has several workloads. Customer may want to do Exchange first, SharePoint second, Skype later. So really planning it out and really grounding it in business scenarios. The second one is kind of the classic onboarding. And what we're doing is we're trying to even expand this to more SKUs and expand this to more services. So email migration was based on customer need. And based on other needs, we're going to try to help migrate data quickly, again, with the sole purpose of getting customers on faster so customers can drive higher value scenarios. And the last one is drive value. And drive value is all about giving some tips and tricks and user training, working with the partner or the customer on how to drive readiness through the organization and really to boost or ignite users. And the whole idea here is if we're able to drive value for the business, people are already in 365 and it's in a destination, and then you can build on top of that. It becomes a platform. And the last thing I really want to emphasize here is there's a reason why it's a circle. We're changing the notion of FastTrack being a one-time benefit, and we're making this more of an ongoing benefit. So that if you as a partner want to onboard your customers now on Skype after they've done Exchange, or SharePoint after they've done Exchange, you could do that. You can go back to FastTrack and actually have that onboarded. So I think this is a great value. And again, it's all built on what we're hearing from customers and partners.
And I have to say that is a very big and fundamental change, because before there was a time limit, amount of time you had to get going, amount of time you had to use the benefit. And now we are saying we are with you as a customer as long as you are active on the service. We can do drive the deployment and onboarding and active usage at your own pace. Start with Exchange, maybe 6 months later, come back to Skype, or start with OneDrive and come back to email after that. Whatever is the right sequence for you.
That's right. In terms of what FastTrack does in the opportunity kind of map that you see over here, is it moves you further along on the stage of opportunity. So you as a partner get closer to where you really want to be. I think the big money here is enhance. That's where I'd want to be. So what we're trying to do is get people to the manage and enhance stage quickly. And so with FastTrack, our goal is to get you the manage, and the manage you can move to enhance.
Within the manage and enhance, the key thing there to note is how those are not one-time hits. Those are not like we onboarded somebody on email and yes, there was opportunity there, but it was one time and after that it's done. Manage and enhance are recurring opportunities to help customer with managed services, support, or enhance means continuing to do LOB integrations, building apps, and also maintaining those apps and those managed services. So more on a recurring, ongoing basis revenue versus a one-time revenue.
What I like to do now is kind of double-click into the different stages for FastTrack. And before I do that, I want to talk about two big, really important concepts. Think of FastTrack as two experiences. There's a FastTrack Center, which is this remote set of engineers that help you as a partner, that help you as a customer. And then we also have a digital experience called fasttrack.microsoft.com that we're enhancing. It has great resources. It allows you to authenticate in. It allows you to create success plans. So just fantastic resources for partners. And in terms of the envision phase, the way we think about it is that this is the time where you can work with your customer to really prioritize scenarios. What does a customer want to do first? What are their core business priorities? And then based on that, you can really plan for what we're calling a success plan. And the beautiful thing about fasttrack.microsoft.com is you can log in, create a success plan, invite your customer, and also invite the Microsoft team to really collaborate on what it is the customer wants to be successful on. We also have other tools like a trial experience, Get Started, which has a lot of pre-populated content. We have technical labs. So just some really good assets here to help you in the envision phase. The second phase is onboarding. And the key thing here is that from a FastTrack perspective, we're really focused on remote assistance. And our goal is to work with you as a partner who's working on site with the customer to help you help the customer move to the cloud. And it could be move everything, it could be hybrid. And we help you by giving you remediation guidance. We help you by answering technical questions. But a lot of the work on the ground is actually still done by partners. Again, a really good example of how we're complementing value that partners have on site with the customer, where they have the relationship, where they're actually sitting down with the customer staff. And again, access to all these beautiful resources. And I mentioned this earlier, but the FastTrack Center, if there is a partner involved, we'll actually call the partner first. Our intent is to work with the partner. And in cases where there isn't a partner involved, we'll actually pass a lead to partner.
Yeah. And I'll talk about that a little bit more as well on how exactly we go about doing that.
Kind of jumping into the last phase, this is driving value. And I've received a lot of questions around this, like, hey, what does that mean? The way you want to think about this is our intent is to get users using some of these basic scenarios, using Skype to run a meeting, using OneDrive to share files. And we're doing this through remote assistance, trying to ignite that conversation. We're doing this through tools and resources to help you drive end user training, to help you drive templates and all this other content. Our goal is to really get that initial adoption so you can drive higher value services. And this is one which is new for us. So we're going to keep learning. We're going to keep evolving based on the customer need and based on the principles earlier.
Yeah, and unlike onboarding, this is the area where one size most certainly does not fit all. So we have to customize the conversation, and we have to adjust to what the customer may need and what partners will actually help us recognize as a need as well.
Yeah, and some of these resources probably look very familiar for a partner. Things like the Office 365 roadmap now hang off of fasttrack.microsoft.com.
Thanks, Tanuj and Arpan. Let's take a look at some of the specific changes to the FastTrack service. Effective February 1st, 2016, FastTrack services are now available to more customers, with the seat eligibility reduced from 150 seats down to 50. This is great news, as the full range of FastTrack Center capabilities are provided to customers with 50 plus seats. Also, the Office 365 SMB plans are now eligible alongside the enterprise plans. This includes Business, Business Essentials, and Business Premium. Okay, so how does this really work? Customers can start an engagement with the FastTrack Center by simply asking for help in the Office 365 Admin Center via the Help widget. An admin enters the information, and a FastTrack engineer will be assigned to engage with the customer. Customers who have a partner of record or a CSP partner won't actually see the widget in their admin center, but that doesn't mean that they can't take advantage of the FastTrack service. You or your customer can begin an engagement by visiting fasttrack.office.com and initiating a request. If your customer begins an engagement and you are their partner of record or CSP partner, the FastTrack Center will look to engage you to determine the best way to help the customer. When the FastTrack Center team works with you and your customer, they will provide guidance with core onboarding tasks, email migration, and help you to build a plan to drive adoption of additional workloads. We'll point you to some additional resources a bit later on where you can learn more about the specific details. Moving on to some additional changes to the FastTrack service, we're excited to announce details on additional migration services the FastTrack Center will assist your customers with. While the FastTrack Center will help a customer onboard to the service for each of the Office 365 workloads, we are also assisting with data migration for email, OneDrive for Business, and SharePoint. By utilizing the FastTrack Center, customers realize value from the service more quickly, in turn helping drive business growth. Let's look at how FastTrack is contributing to increased customer satisfaction. In just over half of Office 365 deployments where customers were serviced by the FastTrack Center, 37% of them had a faster onboarding time. There was more than a 60% increase in customer satisfaction year over year. The other 49% of deployments represent situations where either a partner is involved without FastTrack or where a customer is doing their deployment without a partner. Historically, partners have felt threatened by FastTrack. Now, however, they are realizing that Microsoft is not taking their business away. In fact, partners and Microsoft benefit if customers are up and running on Office 365 as quickly as possible. Ultimately, this helps you reach the point where you can provide those high-value services that yield recurring revenue streams while also building customer lifetime value as a trusted advisor for your customers. Now let's go back to Tanuj, who has an example of a partner who has successfully transitioned their business.
In fact, we have quite a few examples of success with partners. The one that I'd love to share with you is Infovan, our partner, working with the FastTrack Center to help customers in Nova. And the scenario is exactly what Arpan laid out earlier, where a customer is eventually taking benefit of FastTrack, working with the FastTrack engineers, and Infovan is leading the customer in the account, or leading the on-site engagement. And what we saw as a result of that collaboration with the partner and the FastTrack Center is not only that we reduced the deployment time by almost 2 to 4 weeks, but we had higher customer confidence. And very importantly, there was a really good line of communication from FastTrack engineers to the partner, to the customer. And all in all, in the end, our customer was successful, eventually getting to the service value faster. Our partner, of course, as the lead for the project, was successful, and our goal was met to get the customer to the service faster.
Yeah, and a great example of the win-win-win.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. Now, the next thing in terms of helping partners work with FastTrack is you might say, great, I'm part of an engagement, but there may be engagements where I am not there as a partner at all. There is no partner present. And we, in fact, see a lot of customers that eventually come to us. They might have purchased from a partner previously and never really continued to deploy the service, or they have directly purchased the service, but whichever reason, they just don't have a partner in the engagement with them. And our first attempt in cases where a customer is interested in working with a partner is actually to attach a partner to every FastTrack engagement, because we know we are more successful by doing that. When a partner is engaged in an account, we are more successful in leading with FastTrack in the account and eventually getting the customer on the service faster. In fact, so far, we have passed along almost 200,000+ seats opportunities to our partners through this program called QUICKLEADS, which is essentially a benefit of the FastTrack Center and FastTrack service that allows us to attach partners to specific accounts. And in fact, for Vortel, in this case, it resulted in, number one, project-based revenue of almost 200,000 euros, and more importantly, an ongoing revenue stream of 48,000 euros per year, because this customer needed additional services, as we have talked about previously, enhanced services as well as managed services that you need on an ongoing basis. So this is a great success example of not only working together with partners, but in fact providing additional opportunity to partners through the FastTrack program.
With FastTrack and QUICKLEADS, partners are successfully converting leads into multiple opportunities and support customer adoption of Office 365 faster, which we know is a key indicator for business growth. To help you lead the adoption conversation, we've updated the FY16 adoption offer. Listen to this. The FY16 adoption offer now includes a third tier of $25 per seat from 50 to 149 seats. This is in addition to the $15 for 150 to 1,000 seats and $5 per seat thereafter. A couple of additional details about this offer. There is a $60,000 maximum benefit, and active usage of 15% is required for payment. With the exception of Exchange, all workloads are included. The adoption offer was previously set to end in March, but we're happy to announce today that we're extending the offer to purchases completed prior to June 30th of 2016. One important note though, customers with 50 to 149 seats must purchase after February 1st, 2016 to qualify for the FY16 adoption offer. We've also adjusted the competency requirements for partners to qualify. For purchases between 50 and 149 seats, partners with silver or gold, small and mid-market cloud solutions competency can qualify for the adoption offer. For 150 seats or higher, you still need silver or gold in cloud productivity competency. I know this is a lot of information to digest in a single video, so we have some additional resources for you, which I'll share here shortly. Okay, quick question for all of you. Have you seen the Office 365 roadmap? If so, then you saw that we announced in December that changes were coming to the FastTrack service that would impact SMB. I simply cannot stress enough how useful this roadmap is for all of us to learn about future changes coming to the service. The roadmap was created because we received feedback from all of you that you wanted more transparency on where we are taking Office 365. There are lots of exciting things happening with Office beyond just FastTrack. Go to roadmap.office.com to learn more and be sure to check back often. Okay, now that I've covered all of the details, let's wrap it up and direct you to where you can get all of your questions answered. First, I want you to learn more about FastTrack and the FY16 adoption offer details by visiting aka.ms/FastTrack for Partners. Additionally, we have resources available on DRUMBEAT.office.com under What's New. This includes a partner webcast and a PowerPoint deck that will outline many of the changes. Review that today. Second, use the FastTrack Center for support to help you have successful Office 365 deployments with your customers. Lastly, leverage the adoption offer to drive Office 365 usage beyond just email. If you have any additional questions, contact your local Microsoft representative or ask questions on the Office 365 Partner Yammer community. Thank you for watching.